How is it going, everyone? Welcome to more Driveclub, and it's the final stream most likely of this game, since there's only like 3 or 4 tours remaining, but the fourth one is essentially like half a tour, so it should be over today. So we need to finish horsepower. I started this yesterday just to give myself more time today to finish everything that is remaining. So yeah, let's just keep going. So we are back at the hot hatch in here for some reason. I still don't understand what this car is doing in the horsepower tour, but sure, why not, I guess. Called channel hopping. Is it called like that because of the fact that you come from the fastest car in the game to this? I wanna believe that it's probably because of that. You see, doing it like that, it is kind of like channel hopping, right? When you're in the TV, like you're watching an animal documentary, and all of a sudden you change it to like an action movie, right? Yeah, this right now is the animal documentary. In this case, the animal that they are documenting is snails. So yeah, here we are. Pretty cool snails. I rather not see snails, really, but it seems that we don't have any choice. It's okay. Slow cars are part of the game too, much as I would prefer for that to not be the case. Yeah, that's a very pretty sunset. Wait, it's not time to get distracted by the sunset. You need to win this. Come on. That was an iffy corner. Okay, that was clean. So that should be enough, yes, correct. It will indeed be enough. So, we get it in the bag. Wait, what? Oh, I thought that for some reason the objectives were in black instead of in like yellow. I think for a while they were in black, right? Or am I going blind? I might be going blind. Possible. Okay, so now we're having to use the new Nissan that got introduced in this tour. Well, you can use this as well. But why would I do that when I have a Nissan? Right? This is the one that only has 3 colors, right? Well, technically 4. Actually, you have a gray, like darker gray, white, black, and red. I'll use the dark gray, I guess. This one looks nice. 5 colors, I guess. So it's pretty fucked up how there's only this, well, without counting the final DLCs that I don't have, there's only 3 Nissan in the game, and I don't think you can change the livery of any of them, right? You can only change the factory color. Very messed up. Wow, this looks so good. The car, I mean. This is such a nice looking car. I mean, I still don't like the front. I still think that the front of this modern Nismo cars is ugly, but the rear here looks so good, even with the, you know, those light effects on the sides of the backlights and on the lower side of the rear bump as well. But that's not really a light. Like the one on the rear lights is a light, redundancy aside. The one on the very bottom, like below, I think that's simply a reflectant paint, like the typical one that when it gets illuminated by another light, it kinda shines. Like what the garbage collectors use at night, so they can be seen. Pretty much that. No, I'm not trying to compare this car to a garbage collector. I'm just saying that it's that same type of technology. Now, for the garbage collector, we already have the Venom. The car behind me is following very close. I'd like to see who it is, but the moment I look back, I can't see who he is right now. It's too far. But I also gotta exclusively pay attention to the cornering face-off that is gonna come right here. They only have one chance, and it's very close to the end of the track. Ah shit. Ah, that's bad. That's a bad start. It's okay. It's a long one. So don't worry about what you didn't get. Worry about getting what is still gettable. That's fine. Got it. Nice. Very clean. Careful. We're going pretty fast. Okay. The good thing is that all the Nissans in the game are also very good to drive. They made them stand out on purpose, I guess. They are a very exclusive set of cars. It had to be that way. Okay. And then we have... Wow. Wait, this is a horizontal rain. I know that the camera is moving, but like, come on. I think there are many perspectives where that doesn't look like the rain is falling sideways. It's cool, like, why not, right? Have the rain fall sideways. I don't think that's the way gravity works. Actually, you know, that's an interesting thing. Of course, everything we do is essentially dictated by gravity. But it's interesting that if gravity wasn't a thing, cars wouldn't exist like this. They essentially will be something like, you know, spaceships or whatnot. It really wouldn't be this type of vehicle that you have the tires on the bottom, and you know, it basically goes through the ground, well, goes on the ground, over the ground. So how is it going, Wasabi? Oh, you went to the beach and it got ruined by rain? My condolences. I mean, being on the beach with rain is not for everyone. Some people enjoy it. But for it to be enjoyable, you gotta make sure that it's a hot day, and more importantly, that there is no electric activity. Because if there is electric activity, one of the last places you want to be is on a beach. Most beaches, though, have like you know, buildings nearby that will prevent you from getting electrocuted. You don't want to tempt the chance of that happening. At least you already bring an umbrella to the beach, so you can use that. Yeah, it just depends of the wind. Because, well, especially if you're in the beach, differently from being in the middle of the city, the wind affects you directly. So the issue there is that the moment that you know you set an umbrella, well, or a parasol or whatever you wanna call it, first it's hard for that to stay in place when there is wind, but also the rain itself is gonna hit you because it doesn't fall vertically, it basically falls in the direction of the wind, so that's another problem. But it's alright. So what beach was it? Well, if you don't mind saying, of course. The only beaches on the USA that I know exist, well, are basically the ones in California and Daytona Beach. I know that there are like thousands of beaches in the USA, but not like I. You're not gonna dodge yourself? No, I mean, it's as I say. If you want to say it. If you don't wanna say it, you don't have to. If you are not comfortable, hey, not a problem. We're using the Ferrari FXX. Nice. This car, honestly, I'm taking a liking to it because I kind of forgot about this car. Like before I started this playthrough, obviously. But the thing is that this car, I'm pretty sure it's the fastest one in the game, as I already say multiple times. But it also feels great to drive, so there is essentially nothing to not like about this car. And on top of that, it's also a Ferrari. Hey, like, why wouldn't you like this car? It's like the perfect one. I mean, I still prefer the Lamborghini Veneno. I'm loyal, but this Ferrari FXX, honestly, is very nice. Oh, what do we have here? The average. Oh, okay. So we gotta do this. You only have one attempt. Okay, I'll take it. Got it. And then the rest is simply doing fast enough. I also really like the way the car looks. Yes, it certainly looks weird, but it looks weird and cool. It's instead of weird and ugly like that stupid ass electric Peugeot. And that car sucks. Oh, and on top of it, this car has a 7 gear. A 7 gear? That's crazy. Not the fact that it has a 7 gear, but the fact that it reaches 350 kilometers per hour casually. Is this car even real? I mean, I gotta assume that it's real, just like every other car in this game, but I have my doubt. Like, can a car like this even exist? I mean, it certainly can. It's just that, well, I don't expect the handling of the game to be obviously realistic, but this kinda feels like a Formula 1 car. Except that it's actually faster in terms of top speed. You know? It's a very interesting car to say the least. I mean, most of the luxury cars in this game, you will doubt if they exist, but most of them do exist. Well, most of them, all of them. This one feels like, I don't know. It feels surreal, to say the least. Very, very messed up car. FXX King Drift, yeah. They are saying fucking drift. Like, they don't stop with the... Oh, but it's unfortunately this the bastard brother. It's basically a car that has close to the same name, but it kinda sucks. But here we have the fucking drift. They are going all out with this, with the names of this tour. I feel like at this point, they probably already knew that they were going bankrupt, so what they did essentially, that looks so good. Look at the little floating boat. I was out to say, I feel like here they already knew that they were going bankrupt. So what they essentially did was, okay, you know what? Fuck the, you know, the Peggy 7 or whatever this game is. Let's just go all out. And what's the worst that's gonna happen if we're gonna be bankrupt anyways? That was bad. That was pretty bad. I don't even know exactly how many points I got, but I know they are not enough. I need 1,000 more. Well, I think it's the first drift, the one that I super messed up, right? Yeah, and I still, that's not a good score either. The thing is that with this car, you kinda have to drift beforehand. Because the beginning of the drift is not good enough. That works though. Nice. Okay. Maybe we got the fucking drift. Okay. Can you believe that? This guy's mouth is very dirty. And we are using the McLaren. I really like the way this car looks. It's a shame that you cannot change anything about it, but at the same time, you can kinda just pick the regular McLaren P1 and change it to that. This one is supposed to, now that I think about it, I think it's supposed to be like the racing car version of this thing. I think that's the idea. I thought there were no racing cars, but the GTR is a... Well, the thing is that GTR is a very generic term. Like, it is a racing category as far as I know, but it can also mean a lot of other things. But this one, considering the livery itself, it might actually be a real racing car, which is the reason why it even differentiates itself from the regular P1, right? So if that's the case, I guess I was wrong yesterday when I said that there were no racing cars. You have at least one, but yeah, the majority is supposed to be like essentially luxury cars for millionaires. You can say that about racing cars as well, but a racing car is specifically a car that is made to be legally competitive in a specific racing category. That's the difference. It's not about the speed or obviously the way it looks. No, nothing like that. It's about a car that follows a set of, you know, of rules in terms of the, you know, the technical aspects. Wow, that was so free, holy shit. I guess they thought that making the time trial at nighttime was gonna make it super hard, but it's like the ghost merely even tried. That was so free. Using that car feels very good. And then finally, oh, so here you can choose between the Ferrari FXX or the McLaren. I am tempted to use the McLaren, I really am, but I think I'm gonna go with the Ferrari FXX. Like, this one has better handling, but when it comes to the rest, this one is better. And I guess at that point, the handling barely matters, but you also have to add the fact that it has KERS and DRS, so... But I really do like this Ferrari, so I think I'm just going for this. I think I'm sure... The other one, I don't even know why it's an option, the weird Evoluzione hybrid thingy, like... That car is not even close to the level of both the one that I'm using now or the McLaren P1. So what the hell? See? I'm pretty sure the one there that lost control was that one. Maybe I'm wrong and it was actually one of the ones I'm using, but pretty sure it was the other one that lost control. Like, those cars are not even close to the level of these two. I don't even know why they are even selectable. I guess, as I say sometimes before, it's like the hard mode. You wanna play the hard mode of this championship, yeah, pick that shit. That's the hard mode right there. Essentially. Oops, yeah. This corner always takes me by surprise. That corner is basically... Since you don't have any signs on the track, you have to remember it's there. If you don't remember, well, you're boned. Nothing more, nothing less. Ouch. Hey, come on. What kind of dive bomb was that? I can't believe the AI in this game is so aggressive. What's wrong with you? I don't think this will be enough for the lap time here, but... Oh, it barely, but it was. Nice. I'm assuming that the cars that are right behind me are all... Well, the ones that I'm using are probably some McLarens. And the ones that are essentially all the way on the back of the track are the Evoluzione that somehow are allowed to compete here. I mean, they should simply save them the humiliation and not even allow them to compete. Like, come on, dude. What are you even doing? The good thing is that at least that event that forced you to use the Evoluzione was simply a drift event. That's nice. So you know that... Well, it's probably because this car is extremely loud, but I'm not hearing any music. Is there even music right now? Yeah, I think it's simply because this car is just extremely loud. Simply because of the... But I think it's one of the first times that I feel like no music is playing. I guess this car is just... This car wants to sing on top of the music. We don't get to hear it. and it sings very loud. It's like, you know, one of those opera ladies. Actually, that's a very cliche type of, like, the one where you have opera ladies being dressed as Valkyries. Like, that one is like one of the most cliche instances of opera, right? This is what this car is right now. Very loud. Dressed like a Valkyrie. I mean, I think there is a little music sounding. Wow, there are two guys right there at the bottom that shouldn't be at the bottom. Come on, what are you doing? Achieve a speed of at least 275 kilometers per hour. Come on, dude. This thing does that for breakfast. But I know that it's supposed to be a very short track, but that's not a problem. This thing has no issues. And if I was using the McLaren P1, it would be even easier because of the gears. And speaking of, oh, see, I reached it casually. I wasn't even paying attention to it, but I don't need to. It just happened. It's right there. So the McLaren P1 got a little bit of distance here, but yeah, you're gonna get overtaken very quickly. There you go. Yeah, that's also another thing. This car is so nice to drive that you also have no issues completely leaving the CPU behind. I mean, in the previous race, I was first by quite a big difference. And the same thing most likely will happen here. Well, I'm already extremely far from anyone that is not the second place, but even the second place, I'll slowly but surely leave him behind. There's no doubt. But yeah, this car might be legitimately the best option in any situation that you're allowed to pick it, of course. Essentially, not picking this car is wanting to nerf yourself, and yes, that also includes the Lamborghini Veneno. As much as I like it, you are essentially nerfing yourself by picking that over this one. Like, this car is just that good, and it makes sense that it released essentially in the last group of tours of the season pass, because horsepower and uniting speed are the two last tours that they release at the same time. Essentially, them putting the fastest car in the game on the last season pass tour makes sense. This thing is crazy. I don't know uniting speed if it even includes any car or if all the cars are simply included in this tour. We will have to see. If this tour included both this one and the McLaren P1, well, and also the supercar Nissan Nismo, that's very, very good. Like, that's a very good collection of cars to have without a doubt. And here, time of 2 minutes or less. Are you talking out? Oh, you're talking about the total time. So this is gonna be an extremely short. Oh, it will be. So the challenge here is getting a good position when the... Well, we already had one of these. I don't remember exactly in what tour, But there was one of these in this exact same track, and I'm pretty sure it also had 2 laps. And the whole challenge is like basically getting in a good position in such a short amount of time, basically. But yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. I mean, the previous race, you have the McLaren with a lot of initial advantage, and that did not mean shit. It very quickly went to 2nd place, and I ended up winning, so yeah, no problem. I'm already 1st place before even before the final corner of the 1st lap, so yeah, this is no problem. But now that I don't have anyone in front of me, I can do these chicanes extremely fast, since I know that I'm not gonna crash against anyone. You can already see it. In case you might have any doubts what's the best car in the game, it's this one. This is the best car in the game. From an objective gameplay standpoint, of course. I forget about personal preferences or anything. From like stat-wise and the way it plays, this is objectively the best car in the game. There is no doubt about it. It's just that good. It's just that insanely good. And the 2 Evoluzione got 2nd and 3rd place. I call bullshit on that one. Yeah. This one was pretty nice and pretty fast, of course. And the one car you put here in the reward screen is the stupid ass Venom. Did we even have a single event with the Venom? I guess this one, maybe. I don't know. But no, I think not even that one. Well, who cares? Fuck the Venom. But now we're gonna go for Uniting Speed. This is the very final tour in the Season Pass. Like, this is the very final DLC that I own. Not the final DLC that I released, because as I keep saying, you have the other 2 that I don't have. But as it comes to Season Pass, this is the very final one. And yet again, we have an event with a fucking hot hatch. Amazing. And not to mention, like, for being a hot hatch, the fall color variety is kinda shit. Honestly. Whatever. And what is this? Crazy Golf. Okay. It's because it's the Volkswagen Golf, I guess. What's so crazy about it? Wait a second. It's in the Mountain Pass track. But every time I see this track, I always question if the time objective will be enough, and now even more so with this thing. I guess it should be enough. But here that this car's engine is very quiet, obviously, compared to the Ferrari FXX K. You can hear the music in the background. Also, why did I call it like that? I should just call it Ferrari fuck, like I've been doing all this time. Just that I don't want to repeat too many bad words in a row. That's not very elegant. But I mean, think about it. It's either that or calling it FXX K. You think that's not easy to say. That's pretty much a tongue twister. But yeah, like, come on. As much as I would like to not be that much of a bad-mouthed guy, calling it any other way is just too much of a pain. you know? It's like they wanted you to call it that way. Well, it's an Italian car, so probably not. But, I mean, it's not like Italian people don't know English, right? They could still do it. I gotta say that this opponent is... Well, it seems that... I was gonna say that opponent was going fast, but I think that I just took that corner very badly, so it's my bad. Okay, the average speed face-off is essentially at the very end of the track. Pretty cool. So what is the average speed face-off? Gonna be like 90 kilometers per hour? Not like you can ask much for this thing. It does what it can, you know. And unfortunately, this little guy is trying its best. But this thing wasn't made for racing, dude. Like, come on. You are asking a cow to fly, but cows cannot fly. Be grateful that they produce milk. Be grateful that you can use this car to commute, and that is, well, at least the Golf series of cars is very cheap for the common folk. That's... Depending on where the end of this face-off is, this is not gonna be enough. Oh, it's right there. Ooh, I got the exact same. That's the second time that happens. I got the exact same speed as the face-off and it counted favorably for me. But you know that I did a drift face-off with the same points as the objective and it didn't count. So I don't know what's the deal with that. I'm glad I got it, because otherwise I would have to repeat the whole race, which is a little bit annoying. Not only because it's a long track, but also because we're essentially using like the slowest car in the game. Hey, we got it. Now I will assume that, well, uniting speed is supposed to be the hashtag of this game in general, so it's supposed to be one of the farewells of the game. So I'm assuming you are gonna go through all of the categories. Okay, so this is something that I don't understand. This one, so they share the fame? Now I'm even more confused about these pre-order cars. So they share the fame, but I guess the fame only counts when you... Like, at this point I still don't know if I own these pre-order cars or not. Because there have been other ones that the fame did not count, but it's most likely because I used the pre-order version exclusively that I might have not had. I'm using it here. And in fact, this one I think I never used it before. Like this pre-order version. Okay, it's very hard to drift with this car. And I most likely will need to reset because of it. So the first drift sector was... Oh, what the hell? Team, that was a lot at the end. Holy shit. That's the first time that I get so many points from a single drift. So more than 4,000. That's crazy. This is the Onyx, right? Ugly ass car. It really... You know, they get much uglier than this. Actually, it can, yes. Basically, any of these liveries make it look even more ugly. You think it's not possible until you put one of these in, and then you realize, damn, this shit is hideous. It is. Yes, it's very ugly. They really did Peugeot dirty in this game. Every single Peugeot car in this game is so unbelievably ugly. Well, everyone. I think all 2 of them. Something tells me that the devs were paid by Renault to make Peugeot look bad, since they are probably rival companies. They put all the cool Renaults in the game and they put all the ugly ass Peugeots as well. It does seem like the devs are very proud of this car, guys. There's been already multiple events where you are forced to use this car. This car is the only choice you have, well, if you can even call it a choice. So they must have really liked this car. I personally don't. That's okay. That might not be enough. Oh, it will. Barely though. Barely enough. It was indeed enough. It was also a clean lap. Well, I went off track a couple times, but yeah, maybe not. Yeah, I unlocked the flake paint shops that are gonna look even more ugly than the other ones. Right, Sherman Sports Series in the India, and we should see 2 Audis. Okay, no, but you can pick more. You cannot pick the Nissan though, for some reason. These are all Sherman cars. Wait, hold up. Yes, I'm stupid. I should say that I'd say Sherman Sport Car. Of course, it's gonna be Sherman cars. God damn it. I'm brain dead sometimes. Maybe drop the sometimes. I'm brain dead a lot of times. It happens. I should, like, you know that in most of the playthrough I barely use these custom ones, but a lot of these look very cool. You know? I didn't really give them that much of a chance, but I should have. Well, another thing that I should have done is design my own decals, but I just didn't feel like it. I am not a creative person. You know that I try sometimes, but every time I try to create something on my own, it's like the result is not good. I mean, it's not disastrous either, I guess, but yeah, it's just hard. Yeah, for example, this livery makes this car look pretty nice, despite the car itself not really being that nice. I think it certainly looks pretty cool. I think I already say this, but I might as well say it again. At the beginning of the game there were only 4 slots for custom liveries or something like that. They only extended it to 16 later on, like in one of the final updates or something like that. Well, not really a final update, but like one of the final season pass updates is where I think they put that. That it wasn't a priority for a while. This cornering face-off is where? Where is it? I don't see it. Okay, there it is. So yeah, remember one try. So pay attention. Left or right? Right. Right. Okay. No. Fuck. That might be a problem, but it's okay. Just try to stay there. No. Okay, yeah, it will be enough. The thing is that the racing line in the cornering face-offs is quite picky. Like if you are anywhere not in the right place, it's kind of an issue because you don't get points. I mean, it's supposed to be a challenge. It's not like it's there to tell you, hey, this is the... It's not a tutorial. It's simply there to challenge you. Was a surprisingly long race, considering we're using such slow cars. Also, I like how any of the scratches in the car, you can just blend them with the livery, since the livery kind of looks like someone just splashed paint like that. It feels like it's just part of the paint. So this one is important because I need to get a clean lap. We have 3 attempts for it. I mean, the first lap, as always, is most likely not gonna happen because of all the car density. But after that, we have 2 other attempts. Okay, that already wasn't enough for a clean lap because it counted as an off-track. So it's weird because it counts as an off-track for not giving you the clean lap, but I think it doesn't count as an off-track for the points on the top of the screen, like the fame points. That's weird. But yeah, regardless, we have 2 more attempts to get a clean lap. Unfortunately, my opponents are quite close to me, so very possible that they might screw my clean lap. We will see though. I almost went too much on the inner side there. Would have most likely counted as a soft off track. If that's even a thing. Yeah. Unless I really mess up on the last corner, I should be fine. Yeah, that's a clean track. Okay. In that case, we are clean, yeah. We're in the clear. I do hope that now that you already had an event with Hot Hatch and another event with sports cars, I really hope that you should have one with performance, and then we can choose exclusively go for the super and hyper cars. These cars are a little bit slow. As expected, I guess. At least when it comes to going against the rivals, it was pretty free. Pretty free, without a doubt. I just hope you give me one performance event and then that's it. Oh, you're gonna give me the buggy again? Really? I thought that you wouldn't bring it back, but I guess I was wrong. You're gonna bring it back after all. But I don't mind. Just at the same time, I mean, as it is expected, a car like this is very weird to drive. And this is another time trial, so here, is this gonna be like the previous time trial where you were allowed to go off track? Though in this track, is there even an off track in the first place? Seems pretty well programmed to me. Huh. Yeah, get it because buggy. Ouch. Well, I wouldn't say that. Keep in mind that... Well, this game on release had a lot of connection issues. Certainly wouldn't be what you would describe as well programmed. Okay, so this champ is lethal. Yeah, okay, but what do you want me to do? I'm literally landing without pressing any direction and I still get fucked. So it's not like the AI is really going that fast, but man, okay. This car is undrivable. The moment it has a little bit of airtime, this thing is... Well, I wouldn't say unresponsive. The problem is when it lands. That's when it's unresponsive. Right there, I guarantee you that I only press a direction when I already landed. Because, I mean, to not lose even more control, but you jump in place, like without pressing any direction before the jump or during the jump, and you still completely lose control on landing. Very, very messed up. Hello? At least in this section, I don't think there are jumps. That doesn't mean it's gonna be easy. In fact, this set of corners is very complex, and this is a car that has very annoying physics to deal with. Means it's supposed to be a motor storm car. It makes sense, I guess. I really wonder if the Ghost even make use of the turbo, or if they don't. Okay, that should be enough though, and it indeed is. Yeah, they might not even make use of the turbo simply to give you a real chance, I guess. Yeah. I don't know if there is another bonus car aside from this one, but so far that's the only one. Taking on the track. We're going to hyper just like that with the regular McLaren. Yeah, what other livery we could use for this little guy? We can do... Well, we can use this one, I guess. Looks nice. Looks powerful. Why not? Mr. McLaren. Oh, and it's also one of those where you have to lead the race. Keep in mind that this guy has DRS. Oh, it's a 1v1. Oh, and you're going against the other McLaren. You are going against the GTR. But at least we got the lead quite quickly. How much we can maintain it, I don't know, but at least the taking of the lead was pretty quick. So it's pretty weird how sometimes in these dual races it just says get first place, but some other times it says beat the rival and it tells you what name the rival has. Not sure why. Oh, my opponent did that corner so much faster than me. That's a problem. At least I got the thing that requires me to do that for... to get the lead for a specific time. I still need to win the race. I think it is meant to be faster. I don't remember what stats they both had comparatively, but I think that the other one is slightly faster, or at least faster enough to go faster than me, I guess. But no matter how much faster you might be, I still won. Cool. I mean, as long as you block, it's not a problem, right? Interesting duel. And here it says full English. That's because it's the Caterham. But you can pick not just the Caterham, but anything you want. And in fact, picking the Caterham is probably gonna be a bad idea. So I could either pick the Vanquish or the Lotus. I think I'm gonna pick the... I'm picking the Vanquish, I guess. Also giving it another one of these custom liveries. I could give it this one. Let's give it this one. Looks similar to the Driveclub livery here. Okay. I should have a special connection with the Vanquish because of Gran Turismo 4, so... I'll never forget about this car. I think I will always have a connection with Aston Martin because of this car. Really saved my ass in that game. Very nicely as well. Wow, the sun here is super shiny. It's so shiny that it blinded everyone else, and they had to go into an accident. They had to get into an accident. Wait a second. What is that name? That guy called Coops with very online stylized thingy. Is that supposed to be an Easter egg? Because every other name is normal, you know? Every other name is actually normal. Wow, and that wasn't a penalty. Then you have that one that says GT12 Racer. And maybe they are not all normal, actually. There might be a couple of weirdos out there. Well, the issue is that this is only 2 laps. And I'm still not in first place. But at least the difference here, I got it thanks to the fact that the one that is on the lead is the Caterham, and my top speed is superior to his, so I could cut the distance thanks to that. Gonna start slightly raining. Well, actually, it is supposed to be a competition about British cars. The fact that there is random rain is very fitting, very thematically fitting, without a doubt. Okay. Yeah, it should be fine. Oh, the other one was another Vanquish. I think I made the right choice. The Caterham, as long as there is not a long straight, that's where he's probably gonna dominate. Also, will be fitting if the 2 races in this championship happen in Scotland. Wait, Scotland or Ireland? I already forgot which one of the 2 was featured in this game. I think it was Scotland, but I don't remember. Also got the speed objective without even paying attention. And here the Caterham. I'm sorry, but the faster car is gonna have to pass through. And that faster car is me. Once you get in the lead, it's like there is no danger of any of these guys getting close to you. It's supposed to be the performance championship, which means that I'm assuming that the next championship is gonna be with supercars, and then maybe the final one with hypercars or something like that. Hopefully. Crazy looking at the minimap and seeing that insane difference. Look at how far the other cars are. Wasn't expecting anything less. This car can definitely carry like that when the competition is what it is. Right? Now, considering that this is the final tour on the season pass, there most likely will be one of those like mini endurance events, right? It feels like at this point they consider it a tradition, so it might happen. Oh, I got the full accolade for getting all the for playing a lot of tour events. I think that's the first accolade that I complete fully. So there is not another championship aside from the final one, which means that I don't know if there's gonna be that much focus on supercars after all. I could use this, I guess. This one is just half a color and half the other color, right? Oh, not really, it's just a random stripe somewhere there. Pretty funny. I mean, I might not be the most creative person. I'm pretty sure that even I can come with a better livery than this shit, dude. Like, what even is this? Unbelievable. That's a shame. Went too far. That's more like it. That's no. That was terrible. Okay, this is a very, very short section where this event takes place, so you don't have too much time to even think about it. You essentially have to premeditate this drift, because you won't have the time to just think about it. These are also very weird corners as well, I feel. That being said, I got it. And they are weird corners because it's like they have two different surfaces, and also it's like the width, well, rather than the width, the width of the track is not that easy to see. What's this? Ferrari California. Okay. Use another one of this. Wait, like there's probably one of this I never use, but I have no idea which one. There was one of this I never used. I wouldn't know which one it was. That being said, I feel like this Ferrari deserves a clean color. This car is way too elegant to use those weird ass liveries that are not elegant at all. If we're talking now Ferrari, just gotta make it, gotta be more respectful of the elegance, right? So, one of the objectives being clean lap. I mean, slightly crashing against the opponent is not gonna remove you the clean lap, That was a little bit too much off track, I guess. It makes sense. I was pretty much doing the like an imaginary rallycross variant right there. It's also important that we need to win. So even if it wasn't for the clean lap, you do need to get you need to get a good position. But the problem is that I'm 6th place right now. So getting into first is probably gonna take me until the very final lap. So it's gonna be pretty hard to get a clean lap under those circumstances. Hopefully that still counts as clean somehow. And though I hit a couple of random tires in the outside of the track, that doesn't matter. The biggest issue will be the chicane. Can I do that clean? Yeah, I can. Okay, that was actually a clean lap without being in first place, so that was pretty nice. Now, in order to win, well, I mean, the first place is right there. Shouldn't be hard to get in. Well, and the total time objective, that one, is not a problem whatsoever. We are on the lead, but I gotta say, this was, I say was as if it already ended. Once you get in the first place here, you will have to really mess it up to stop being here. The point is that this was a pretty nice event. Pretty well done altogether. Also pretty nice configuration with the sunset and all the palm trees. It really making you think you are in California, except that you are not, because USA is not a location in this game. Pretty cool. I approve of this event. It was pretty nice and also quite short. It was short and sweet. Power Surge. Oh, it's a time trial. Oh, with this shit. I don't like this car. That's the problem. Like, aside from the fact that it's extremely loud, the issue is not that it's extremely loud. The issue is that it's so annoying to drive. Like, it's very easy to oversteer with this thing. Now, considering that it's an almost 2-minute time trial, I don't think it's gonna be that hard to get it. Hey, that's assuming you don't get into any accidents. Yeah, I don't know if I can do that. What's out to say that I didn't do that corner badly, so it seems like it's just the ghost that went a little bit too long in there. Okay, that one was my bad. Going off track really made me decrease the speed quite a bit. I think that after this hairpin it goes straight into the finish line, right? So essentially if you're not ahead of the ghost by here, you pretty much can give up, right? Well, it's not really a full-on straight line. Like with that one you gotta brake a little bit. That was still enough. Oh, him. For being the very final season pass tour, I gotta say that the events were very easy. In fact, I will go as far as to say this has been the easiest tour so far. Oh, and the final one is not even gonna... Oh, you are forcing to the Ferrari Italia, really? How much did Ferrari pay you for this? Like, how much cash are we talking about? Essentially forcing the very last event on the very last DLC to be on the season pass DLC to be something that you cannot even pick the car. That's crazy. Not to mention that the cover of the event shows the Ferrari F50 or well F40, one of the two. But you cannot pick that, you have to pick the Italia. Him. How much did Ferrari pay you? Well, not to mention that the fastest car in the game is a Ferrari as well, so... Yeah. I don't know, I feel like here... I think that one of the guys in Ferrari had a lot of cash. Well, of course they are gonna have a lot of cash. They make luxury cars. If they didn't have a lot of cash, I don't think it will be very rentable for them to have a business like that, right? That's not the way it would work. Okay, so who's the one in first place? Is that a Bentley? The one in first place? I can't really tell. Yeah, I think it is a Bentley, I think. And so you're having... Wait a second, but there is something that doesn't add up here. These are hypercars, the ones that I'm going against. Right? Like, wasn't one of them the Evoluzione? Not to mention that, yeah, that's the two of them are the Evoluzione, basically. And I don't think this one is a hypercar, so... Am I actually driving against cars of a higher category? But what's even more ridiculous, if that was the case, is that the one that is winning is the Bentley, that is not in the hypercar category. Wow, I don't know what to think, this is pretty bizarre. Or maybe it's not a Bentley, no, I think it's another Ferrari, actually. Like, that Evoluzione, well, the two Evoluzione are in the hypercar category. So unless I'm blind and this Italia is also part of the hypercar category... Wow, there was another one on the lead. I thought that the guy I chose over to was the first place. Hold up. Yeah, the Enzo Ferrari... Okay, hold up. So all of your opponents are Ferraris, but half of them are hypercars, aren't they? Or did I go insane? Pretty sure some of these are hypercars, and I don't think my car is a hypercar, is it? Huh. It's supposed to be a Ferrari face-off. Well, yeah, in that case... even more than before. Ferrari definitely paid you for the. You definitely got some paychecks from the guys at Ferrari. There's no doubt. Forget about paychecks. Like, you didn't even get paychecks. You got it in straight up cash. You know, you just got it. You just got a mallet with a lot of bills. You didn't get a paycheck. You know, it had to be liquid cash. Couldn't be any other way. The problem is that the Enzo Ferrari got first place in the previous one by a lot. So one of the objectives is winning the championship. So that will not be possible if I keep letting this guy win. He's right now in second place, but actually no. Hold up. There is some. Wait a second. The one that is in the first place, that's the Evoluzione, right? Because if that's the case, I shouldn't be worrying since the... No, that's the Ferrari FXX, actually. Well, that guy being in first place is not that big of a deal, but... As long as it's not the Enzo, it's fine. And I'm pretty sure the Enzo is behind me, so... Couldn't be a problem. This is fucked up because making me race against these faster cars. I guess in that regard it is a fitting last championship for the game. Like, you're essentially forced to race against cars that are in a category higher than yours. Like, it's a very special way of ending it, but that doesn't take away the fact that it's extremely bullshit, of course. Especially messed up that the Ferrari FXX is there. You're essentially competing against the fastest car in the game with this. Right? I don't know what will be worse, because what I think is that this is supposed to be a supercar and not a hypercar, the Italia that I'm driving right now. But what will be probably even worse is that if this was a hypercar and it's so bad compared to the other ones, I'm not sure which option is worse, really. Oh, they all got into an accident. Glad to see that the AI fucking sucks. Pretty nice of them. Like, damn, dude. They're having such insane cars, even the best car in the game, and you still fumble it like this. You all gotta get a grip. That's for sure. You gotta get a grip. It's what you lack right now. Well, you can say both figuratively and literally. They are lacking grip. But yeah. Point is that you all got humiliated by an inferior car. You should feel bad. And the Enzo Ferrari got 6th place, so he's no longer an issue. I mean, unless I get like 3rd or 4th place on this one. Well, if I get 4th place, I will need to retry anyway, so wouldn't make a difference. But I think 3rd place might be enough even if he wins, but I'm not that sure about it. It's that and then a lap time, right? That's the other objective. We have 3 laps. Well, the Enzo Ferrari, I think it's the car that is right in front of me right now, so... He didn't start far in the grid, so we shouldn't worry too much. It's that blue guy, I'm pretty sure. this guy. Well, in any case, he's already behind me, so I guess we shouldn't worry about the tournament anymore. I'm not sure which Ferrari is the one that is in first place right now that was in second place in the previous race. Which one is this? I don't know. I don't recognize the shape, really. I mean, it's possible that I never used it, you know. Oh, it's the LaFerrari, so yeah, I did use that one. And the one that is in first place is the F50. No, it's the Ferrari FXX, I think. It's the Ferrari FXX, of course. I mean, the fact that this guy is in first place makes sense. When I was able to get the time objective already in the first lap, I mean, even when the AI has so many advantages, they still manage to make such a free event. Then again, I'll tell you something. If you really want difficulty here, enable hardcore handling and you will get difficulty. Because here it kind of feels like I'm complaining about the game being too easy. No, I'm fine with the difficulty. But assuming you weren't fine with the difficulty, enable hardcore handling that actually involves you using the brakes like very precisely. And yeah, that will be a different story. Well, the brakes and the steering as well. But I mean, that's the good thing about this game. You have a lot of ways to configure the difficulty. I mean, for starters, every event has an easy version of them. You might have seen in the menus that you have both gray stars and golden stars. Well, the gray stars is if you switch the difficulty of the events and you play them in easy mode. And that easy mode essentially has easier AI somehow, even easier AI. And the ones that require points or time objectives will require less points or like slower time, right? So you have that, but that's not all. You have brake assistance if you want to, you know, enable or disable it. And not just enabling or disabling it. You can adjust how strong you want the assistance to be. So you can have it in low, medium, or high, or simply disable like I do. And if that's not enough, you also have the hardcore handling thingy. If you feel like the game is being too easy, enable that and I'll guarantee you it won't be too easy. It's one thing that I gotta say that this game does very well, and it's something that most arcade racing games don't really have as an opportunity, you know. So in that regard, I definitely welcome it. But the question is, will I win this race? Because as you obviously can see, the Ferrari FXX is faster than me. I crossed the finish line faster. So a good overtake well after the finish line, bro. Well, despite the initial, you know, the initial look of this, with the fact that we were going against cars that were clearly better, it was still pretty easy. So I guess it was an okay final event for the last season pass tour. Well, now that the season pass is over, here is the thing. After the season pass, they released this All-Stars thing. I think a little bit after the season pass, like more or less when they were introducing the bikes DLC, they released this as a free DLC. You can tell that the stars don't even count for the star count, because the remaining ones are in the AMG tour. This one is supposed to be a mini tour. I'm not sure what's the point of this tour. I mean, I guess, yeah, more content, but you know that, for example, with the Starline tour, you know that that tour is to test DLCs, right? So with that tour, you could play DLCs for free without paying anything, and you know, if you like them there, you could buy them and actually play the real DLCs. But this one, I don't know what it has that is supposed to be special. I mean, obviously more content is never a bad thing, but I just really wonder what it's supposed to offer. So I really don't know. Doesn't help that it already starts with the fucking hot hatch. It's fine by me. Well, ironically, this is a short tour, but the 2 DLCs I don't have that got released at the end are also tours like this one, that are like half duration tours. It's a little bit messed up considering that... Well, I don't know if they are the exact same price as the other ones, but I think they more or less are. Like, they were $3 and a little bit. Yeah, well, I think that there are different tours that are priced differently, but still quite a lot of money for a tour that is quite short, right? So here the other objective is a time objective for the lab. I thought it was for the whole event, but no, it's just for the lab. It doesn't really specify, so you wouldn't know what it is about. If I don't get it for the first star, the first lab, we will get it for the second one, you know? No problem. It will be way more than enough. In fact, you know what, something tells me that just like Start Line, these events are most likely gonna be free. To the point that it even makes me wonder if these events are repeated from the DLC tour, just like Starline is, but differently from Starline, here the description of the events doesn't tell you that it is from another tour. So maybe this is from another tour, but the game doesn't acknowledge it, but it's pretty clear that it seems that the objectives are gonna be free to get. Like, on the very first lap, with all the time waste of the intro, I got a 10-second difference with the time objective there, so that's a little bit weird. Something tells me that regardless of if these are repeated events or not, what I have very clear is that these are all gonna be pretty easy, without a doubt. Top 3 finish is kind of like a choke objective. Yeah, no shit, I'm gonna get it. And honestly, for a tour called All Stars, very funny that this Renault Megane is even one of them. It's as I say before, I think Renault is another one of the company that paid some good cash to this game. Yeah. Oh, you also have achievements for this. I don't know if you have achievements for the start line one, but I don't care because I don't want to repeat them anyways. Euro performance. So either this or this. Promise, in what track is this? Does it say? Doesn't really say, but I think if the one that shows up in the cover is the track, that means that this is a track with a long straight. And a track with a long straight is something that you want top speed. So I'm gonna pick this. Wait a second. This is a time trial. Well, does that matter? I mean, it kinda does matter, but it is a good choice, right? Because if I were to pick the Caterham, he will definitely fall behind on the straight. Promise that on the rest of the track, the Caterham will probably do better. But I don't think by that much. It's not like that Caterham is the Ariel Atom where the difference in acceleration is insane. It has good acceleration, but not that much. You have to wear glasses to drive it. I mean, that's the reason why it's called Megane. I think I'm not sure, but I think the first version of the Renault Megane was called like that precisely because it had the retractable lights. Maybe I'm wrong and I just made that up, but it is related to the Japanese word Megane. I'm 100% sure. Because, well, I was saying that yesterday actually. There are no bigger whips in the world than the French. There is not a country that idolizes Japan more than France. So yes, the fact that the French, well in this case Renault, that is a French company, had to use a Japanese name for their car is, I guess, you know, quite predictable. Also, I know that I said that this was gonna be free, judging by the objectives on the previous event, but then this is very free. And this is not just a little bit free, this is quite free. Hey, look at this. They are not even close to me. 7 seconds of difference on a time trial. I didn't even do that well. So yeah, I think that this All-Stars is not gonna be a problem at all. Wait, what's this? Oh, you have 2 objectives that you can choose whichever one you wanna get. Is that how it is? That's funny. Also, did I use this Renault before? No, I didn't, right? This is the first time that I used... No, but I had a little bit of level, so I guess I did use it once. So here the choice is between... Wait, what did you say? Drift the score or reach high speed? What? What's the point of putting that objective in a drift event? But that's what I don't get. Are you supposed to get one or the other, or are you supposed to get both? Because if you're supposed to get both, that's a different story. Ah, shit. But if you're supposed to get both, you get it here for free. Hey, you are supposed to get both. That's interesting. But interesting how I fucked it up there too. That's not gonna be enough. It wasn't. So it's interesting because that's a gimmick that they didn't use in the whole game. And I'm glad they didn't, but they essentially make you do 2 objectives to simply get 1 star. This could have been pretty evil if they actually used it in other tours. So in a way, I'm glad they decided to not do it. But and keep in mind here that you have to get it every time, of course, because the only thing the game remembers is the stars you get, but it doesn't remember an individual objective in this type of case. Well, that's interesting. I'm really surprised that they decided to only do that essentially at the end of the game, because even if I don't have the other 2 DLCs, compared to the amount of content that happened before, it's essentially a lot of time without using that. Alright, so here we pick between the McLaren or the Enzo Ferrari. I honestly prefer the McLaren, dude. It's not just because it has way better stats, because it does, it has way better stats, but I just really like this car. This car is a very cool one. Well, and it's also an absolute classic as well, you know. What's not to like about it? Well, at least here we don't have any double objectives. We just have the regular ones. No problem. I really like how the camera at the beginning of on the introduction of the track makes it look like it's raining sideways. Okay, what's this? Oh, we're going against like the big leagues. Like we have a McLaren P1. And what's the other one? It's another F1, right? Okay, so basically we have a full McLaren podium here. No, that's... Wait, what is it? Yeah, it is a McLaren. Basically, the podium of this race is full McLaren. Pretty nice. Oh, careful. The difference is that here this car counts as a hypercar, so obviously going against the McLaren P1 makes sense. The one with the Ferrari Italia was simply... It was very funny. And we're doing a lot of off tracks right here. To be a little bit hard to prevent, right? There is a lot of off-track. There are a lot of off-tracks. I guess one thing that I noticed about this car is that it seems that it understeers a little bit. Not that much, but just a little bit. Oh, the Ferrari FXX is also an opponent here. Can't believe that the AI butchers itself on purpose simply to make it easy for you to win. Would be nice to fight against a full power Ferrari FXX. It's fine. So, well, in fact, one of them is on the lead right now, so we might see that happen. Also, this is an extremely short race. 2 laps. Well, it's like that other one that we saw not that long ago. Essentially 2 laps in a short track. You gotta hurry and get the lead before the race is over. No. At least it wasn't a penalty. But yeah, here is the mister that we were talking about. Unfortunately, as you can see, the AI is very heavily nerfed, because if it was using one of those at full power, you will probably get humiliated. They are merciful. I mean, after all, keep in mind that this is an easy mode. If it was an easy mode, it would be even slower. Imagine that. Perfect. Yeah, the objective, except for that drift one, well, no, the drift one was also easy. Just that I didn't get it on the first try, but that's whatever. But all of the star objectives in this tour are being very free, and I think intentionally so. A bridge too far with this other Renault. I don't think Renault is beating the shield allegations. It's fine. Also, how is it going, Darius? Well, yeah, you miss horsepower, uniting speed, and then half of this one. But hey, if it makes you feel better, you didn't miss AMG, so it's the one you wanted to see yesterday. So that one I still haven't done it yet, because as I said, I leave it for last. What does it say? Well, that's an interesting objective. So you have a specific time for a sector. That's also the first time that an objective like that shows up, so that's interesting. Sector 3? I'm assuming you mean the end? Yes, I don't think that... I don't remember the game ever dividing itself. Well, okay, no, never mind. That's right, every time you finish a clean sector, actually it tells you that in like the top of the screen. So yeah, the game was always divided by sectors. Nice, okay. I'm assuming that since it's the objective at the very bottom is not gonna be... Oh, actually, I got it, yes, but not by that much. That one is arguably harder to get than the actual full lap time objective. That was interesting, at least, I gotta say. So the only thing left of this is the final championship. which seems to be the F40 and the Enzo, or am I seeing wrong? No, it's actually, never mind. It's the McLaren and the GTB. The McLaren seems to be inferior in every way. Plus, I never use this one. I could use it, I guess. Just that I prefer the McLaren, but it is true that here the advantage is very clear. Nice work, thanks. So, we have a double objective for the first and the second event. Well, those are the third one is free. Complete 1 or 2 more clean sectors is free. And this one is leading the race for a specific amount of time. That also shouldn't be a problem. I guess maybe it was an exaggeration to pick this car. Could have easily picked the McLaren, but I also think that using a car that I never picked before is not a bad idea either, you know. It's more variety. Okay. Oof. This one likes to oversteer a little bit though. Like, it's one of those dancey cars. It wants to dance even though you just want it to run. Alright, so now on the lead, the timer is gonna start counting. But it's not gonna count if I don't maintain the lead. No problem. Why is that guy not getting XP but I am? I don't know, dude. If you're talking about the thing on YouTube chat, I disable it for me. I wish I could disable it for the whole channel, but I can't. I can only disable for me. Like, for example, right now, well, right now the same as in every stream, I should see your names. I don't see anything next to your name or anything like that. You know? So, to me it makes no difference. I do wish I could disable it, like, globally. Like, essentially, if it's in my chat, disable it. But no, I can only disable it locally for me, apparently, because, you know, YouTube wants to copy Twitch with the absolutely worthless updates that nobody asked for. So yeah, unfortunately we kinda have to stay with them. But yeah, I mean, you can disable it too for yourself, you know. I think that it's in Google account or something like that. I don't remember. Honestly, it's one of those options that if you don't Google where it is, I don't think it's that easy. Or maybe it wasn't in Google account and it was simply on the YouTube chat. I don't remember. But Googling it, you can see how to hide it. Oh. Yeah. It's always the same thing with that chicane. These guys are too slow and you end up crushing them as you would expect. What car do you want to see in Driveclub? I mean, does it matter? We are never gonna see any update to this game since it's not even on the store. Guess a better question is what car I would have liked to see in Driveclub. And in that case, well, no, I know exactly which one. The Nissan Skyline R34 or the Subaru Impreza. One of those two. One of those two will be nice. Like essentially any, like more cars from the 90s, because the game has cars from the 90s, but it needs more. I mean, I do appreciate the modern cars. But yeah, it needs more cars from the 90s. I think they tried to correct that with the last DLC where they put two, I don't know exactly which models, but I think that they are two classic Japanese cars. They kinda try with that, but yeah, a little bit too late by then. At that point, the company was already filing for bankruptcy, pretty much. So the double objective here, well, the top 3 obviously, but also complete a clean sector. I mean, that shouldn't be a problem. I do clean sectors without even noticing. It would have been fucked up if this one say do a clean race. That would involve doing the whole thing, and this, as I say, the longest track in the game, pretty much, the Japanese mountain pass. So if it wanted you to do a full clean race, this could potentially be, I mean, maybe it's an exaggeration to say that it will be the hardest objective to get in the game, but it will certainly be quite hard. Now, that being said, I don't really know what's the division of sectors, so not sure from which place I'm supposed to start worrying about not crashing. So far, I think the sector did not change. And the only way you have to see when the sector changes is when it says sector accuracy. I think without that you cannot know if the sector ended or not. But so far it's not saying it at all, so that will be a problem. I will assume that one sector here is gonna be the downhill that is about to come, right? Like, this whole hairpin section has to count as a sector, right? It is worrying me that it's not appearing like sector accuracy or whatever. Unless you really tell me that the whole track is a sector, like it's the only sector that counts, but I wouldn't believe that. There's no way that's the case, right? Surely they are not that evil. Okay, it says sector accuracy there, so essentially, but that was an extremely long sector then. Like, didn't that last for like half of the track? The point is that now I need to make sure that I neither go off track nor I crash against a wall. I don't know up until what point. I'm assuming like the end of the race at this point. It's not like there is much track remaining anyways. But most likely is until the end of the race. Problem is, if it's until the end of the race, so I cross the finish line, and it ends up not being enough, so I will have to restart the event. But considering that I also finished the event, I don't know if I also will need to restart the whole championship, as it's also where the championship ends. So is this gonna count as a clean sector? I hope. I don't think I got any penalty. Yeah, clean sector, there you go. Well, in that case I got it all. So that was the a bronze trophy. That's pretty funny. Even for the completionists, you should get a dirty bronze trophy. That's funny. And the font color here is very dark for some reason. Whatever, we got that. So essentially the only thing remaining now is the AMG tour. This was pretty much the final free tour that released for the game. So, and well, the final tour that I personally have, since I don't have the final DLC tour, so this is where it ends. This is gonna be the end of the playthrough. I'm gonna use this color, why not? At the end of the playthrough, a playthrough that so far it was long, but I initially thought it was gonna be longer than this. All in all, not that bad, I think. The length really wasn't that much. Now, one thing I should add is, you know what I say about the AMGs, that there are so many AMGs in this game, and most of them look exactly the same as each other. Well, that is still not enough, because here with this AMG tour, they add even more AMG cars, because they felt that it wasn't enough with the thousands that they already had in the game. So they want even more AMGs, and here it is. Well, I'm pretty sure this one is one of them after all. But yeah, pretty funny. Is that enough? It should be. Yeah, it is. Which car will win an international racetrack? I have no idea what the Zenbo is, so... And also, pretty sure you're asking the wrong person, that I don't know much about, you know, how these cars behave in real life. I simply know they exist, but I have no idea which one has better performance. I mean, yeah, obviously, if you ask me what's faster, a Volkswagen Golf or a fucking Lamborghini Diablo, well, yeah, I can probably answer that, but... yeah, if it's something that is supposed to be a similar category, I have no clue, dude. I'm not... Despite what it might look like, my knowledge of cars is very limited. I don't really know much about cars. All I know is that I like arcade racing games like this one. But when it comes to the technical knowledge of cars, I don't know. I barely even know how a car works in the first place. I more or less understand how the engine rotates to, well, make the car work and shit like that, and more or less what gears are, but yeah, not much more than that. Right, this drift challenge doesn't seem like it's gonna be that simple at all. Okay, fuck. That first corner is not easy. It's supposed to be a hairpin. But yeah, it's a hairpin that you need to drift. That wasn't good either. I will have to do this one. No, see, the problem is that the last one, if you do the first one badly, you need at least 2,000 on the final one. That's a lot. I mean, it's not a lot in a lot of drifts, but it seems to be a lot in this track. But yeah, that's the thing, the first one cannot be that bad. The first one has to go higher than the thousands, probably. So that's gonna be an issue. Okay, that's more like it. Yeah, okay. That's what I like to see. That's also very good. But the last one still has to be good. There you go. Even got 2,000 from it. Though, I will say that this was still a very tight objective. Like, this wasn't that easy. But I don't care. Oh, will I be able to use the Nissan? I hope. Yes, nice. So I get the choice of not using the AMG. That's great, dude. I actually being able to not pick the AMGs is beautiful. But yeah, that's great. So, it seems that they kept with the idea of doing the double objectives. But wait, drift the score? But this is a race. You mean drift the score in the whole track? Or you mean that there is a face-off? I think it might mean the whole track. That's pretty weird. It means of the whole track. Well, but that's not hard to do, I mean. Like, that takes like 2 corners or 3 at most. It is true that it's a waste of time to drift, but since the score threshold is so short, so low, might as well do it. Alright, so the important thing, I don't think the lap time will be an issue. Well, and the top speed also shouldn't be an issue, considering that I'm essentially using the fastest car of the category anyway, so that one, once I get to the main straight, never mind, I don't even need to get to the main straight. I was able to get it right there. Just like that. Also, is that the guy using the exact same color as I am? It is. And not even any other decoration. Well, actually, okay, never mind. I forgot. You cannot use decorations on this car. You're only allowed to use any of the default colors, but you cannot use any custom livery. Almost forgot. I guess it's gonna happen that an opponent car can very easily have the same color as you have. We also have the lap objective without trouble as expected. And then it's only a matter of just finishing the race. Well, a race that is still relatively long, because it's 3 laps and each lap is a minute and 40, so... And not to mention, it's a minute and 40 precisely because we are using performance cars. Performance cars are not particularly fast. What I don't know, because you know that the AMG cars in this game, I haven't seen anyone that is a hypercar. So I really wonder if they will introduce a hypercar in this one, because that would be cool if they were to do that. I'm also getting free drift, basically. So I didn't even need to sacrifice those corners to get the drift. I would have gotten it anyways. This double objective so far seem a little bit unnecessary, because you are most likely gonna get them without much trouble, you know. One thing that I have to think is, you know, I've been playing this game for 9 days straight. Now I need to think of what to play next. So I have essentially 2 things in mind, though there could be more, I guess. But I think that the most likely scenario is that it's gonna be Super Mario Sunshine. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna like that game, because even if I haven't played it and I also haven't seen anyone play it, I more or less heard what the mechanics are about. I feel like I'm probably not gonna dislike it. I don't think I'm gonna like it either. Especially because I heard a lot of people say, like, I think even Mario fans, I heard them say that it's the worst 3D Mario game, which is worrying. Then again, the competition when it comes to 3D Mario game is very high. I mean, you have Super Mario 64, the 2 Super Mario Galaxies, well, Odyssey. I don't know which one I might be forgetting, but the point is, already there the competition is very high. So I guess if you compare it to those, it most likely is gonna underperform. In level 10. What tour is this? This is AMG. It's the final tour. What's this? Touran Championship? Oh, it's another performance one. It's all with Mercedes. The Mercedes I wanted to pick apparently is the worst performing one here. Damn it. I think I need to pick this one. So be it. I'm gonna pick one of these. I'm gonna pick this one. ETS. I don't know which one that was, but I picked this one because it was the one with the best performance. Oh, the second race has that objective of getting clean sector. That can be annoying. Okay, I don't know what the GTS was, but I think it's not this one. My bad. But then again, I don't think I'm taking requests on what car to pick, because in this particular case, I don't like any of them. So at that point, I'm just gonna go for whatever performs better. whichever performs better is gonna be the choice. And this one seems to be the one that performs better. There are also only 2 laps. So the cornering face-off, you only have 2 chances. Probably at the end of the lap, right? But the fact that it's at the end of the lap is good. It means that you get a lot of time to be able to overtake them all. And by the final lap, you are most likely gonna be on the lead. Thankfully the face-off was pretty free regardless. I almost completely lost control there. Okay, no problem. But it's understandable also considering that it is raining. Yeah, I also lost control there, but that wasn't because of the rain. That was because there was a very small bump on the road. So for a while, it's like you were airborne. You had to kind of land. It's like it happened on that one time trial with the buggy, just that it was less exaggerated. Yeah. You don't want airtime in this game. You want to be tied to the ground, but that happens in any game that tries to more or less follow real-life physics, right? You don't want to be in the air in a car, indeed. But your car doesn't like it either, because by the time you land, unless you have a very good suspension, the car is gonna suffer from the... was quite a short track, all things considered. Wait, were the final points 1-4-4, like all fours at the end? Well, I couldn't see. I think it was. Whatever. So here, there are 2 bugged up objectives, because one of them is getting clean sector, but the other one is on a specific sector to get a specific time. And this is one of those tracks that is also progress based. That's very evil. To have those objectives on a progress based track instead of a lap based track, that's very, very evil. Because the chances of failure are very high, dude. What the hell? What's going on? This one is no longer a clean sector. Not like I was expecting it to be. So if there are only 3 sectors in the track, and I'm assuming they are considering the length of sector 3, that means that... well, that essentially... that's most likely the one sector that I can do clean. And not to mention that I will be able to see exactly where it starts. I don't know if Sector 2 already started. Because now that I have the lead, I most likely can do a clean sector without problems. But yeah, I think it probably... without problems, maybe not, actually. I never mind, we're waiting for the third sector, I guess. It's at the end of the day, it will have to be that way. It's fine. Yeah, that's where the sector ends. And the third sector starts here. I hope that hitting that sign didn't count as something that will take away the clean sector. I mean, sometimes it's hard to tell what counts and what doesn't for ruining a clean record. I don't think that knocking a sign counts as something like that. As long as you don't go off track, and I'm pretty sure that one did not count as off track. Nice drifting. And that should be the final stretch, right? Yeah, like that goes straight into the finish line. But we will figure out if it was a clean sector or not. Yeah, it was a clean sector. Alright. Well, in that case, we got the championship. And with that, well, less events to go. Also level up this thing to level 6. Also getting some very wild paint shops for leveling up the driver. Alright. Handcrafter by Racers. It's a drift event. Okay. Yeah, I get this one, I guess. I don't mind. Honestly, like... despite this being the final tour, the fact that it's about AMG is really what makes me care so little about it. I really... as if the game didn't have enough AMGs. But they have to put more. Oh, so this car is the GTS. It says it right there on the right corner of the rear. Let's see how it is. Oh, okay, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it wasn't very bad. To get that target, you gotta get a very good drift here at the end. That could have been a lot wider. Though it wasn't that far, all things considered. Wasn't enough, but could have been worse. Hey, come on. You can do it. I mean, I was only 400 points off, not that bad. Promise that with the rain, stopping a drift is not as easy as if there was no rain, as you would expect. You have this very weird drift. Very weird because you don't have too much room to do it. Okay, and this one, essentially, my issue is that I went too conservative with this. To have gone... yeah, okay, more open like that, but not by that much. That is not enough either. Okay, this one might be a problem. I don't know if it's an exaggeration to say it, but this one has the potential to be the hardest drift event, because essentially every drift that I had was at the very least good. And that's usually enough to get every single drift event. Like, as long as all of your drift sectors are good, like, you're gonna get the highest target without issues. But here, that was not enough. Which means that, yeah, might be a problem. Okay, that one I also did it very good. Now it's a matter of not fucking up the last one, but the last one has to be exceptional as well. You cannot do a half-assed attempt here. Is that enough? Yeah, it is. Okay. I mean, obviously saying that it's the hardest drift event doesn't mean much, since every drift event is easy, but if it wasn't the hardest one, it's certainly one of the hardest ones. Okay, so here we get to... Oh, we can use the pre-order edition. Well, I will, of course. Even if it won't count for leveling up the other car, I don't care. As long as I get to use this one, I'm fine. But yeah, it's a time trial. I think that the AI is also using the pre-order edition, at least judging by the color scheme of that livery. This is also looking like a hard time trial. This one is also looking like a problem. I know that I didn't do it, you know, particularly well whatsoever, but this one definitely can be a problem. Because I didn't do it well, but I also didn't do anything particularly bad. So that means that this one is actually one of those perfectionist time trials, just like the Venom Hot Lap. Well, maybe we might have a real contender to the hardest event in the game. And so far that title belongs to Venom Hot Lab. So is this one gonna be even harder? We will see. Maybe no, maybe yes. Wow, this corner is crazy. I know I did it badly because I started on the inner side, but it's a corner that is not predictable at all. You actually have to know exactly what to expect when you see that. Oh, that needs a restart, damn it. This one might take a while. quite crazy because that first corner is extremely discouraging. Because maybe afterwards he doesn't do the corners that well. But that first one he does it so well that it makes you want to give up for the rest of the time trial. But this one might be an issue. Unless you want me to drift. I could drift, but I don't see how that's gonna help. Yeah, that one could have been worse. That one could have been better. I definitely did not do that corner well. So the issue is the corner that comes here, because just like the first one, it's not easy to get. It requires a very specific racing line to get. And the top ghost does it without issues. This is gonna take a while. This might actually rival the Venom Hot Lap as the hardest event in the game. Okay, so on that first corner you can actually skip the corner without getting a penalty. That's worth taking into account. Okay, that was bad. All the advantage that I got from the first corner, I most likely lost it there. Yeah, I mean, I would have to restart normally, or whatever. That hit actually didn't make me get that one much faster. So what happens if I just go commando here and I try to drift? It's not a good idea, most likely. But no. Like, come on, we are not Takumi, okay? That's not gonna work. Yeah, that first corner is just extremely messed up. I mean, it's not like the corner itself is messed up. It's messed up how fast the ghost does it. Like, it does it perfectly. It's like a developer did it. Well, obviously, but I mean, it's like it did it as fast as it can possibly be done in the game. Like, it doesn't leave room for improvement on that first corner. The other ones, a lot of them does them very badly, but that first one is a different story. Oh, hold up, I say that I could cut the corner and not get a penalty, so I'm gonna do that right away. So last time I went, I skipped it even more than that. I don't think that was a good skip. Okay, not bad. Not bad either, but yeah, the problem now is the final corner. That final corner is very hard to pull off. Also very weird shape as well. That should work though. Yeah, that will work. Okay. So I guess yes, this one is not harder than the Venom Hot Lap. But it's probably I will say it's the third hardest one. Because you have Venom Hot Lap, Venom Hot Lap 2, and then you have this one as the third hardest event most likely. I don't think there was any other event that probably had this difficulty. I mean, I'm just judging by the amount of retries, basically. Like, most events I don't even need to retry them, but that one I did. Okay, what do we have here? I mean, I'm definitely... Wait, hold up. Oh, you have one AMG. Was out to say... Well, you have two, actually. I don't care, I'm picking the Audi. The Audi that... Actually, I remember using this color, and I think I'm using it again. Hell yeah, I'm using it again. It looked nice the first time, and it's gonna look nice the second time, of course. Hey, what I can say so far is that this tour definitely reeks of being free. Indeed. There is a reason why they gave away this tour for free. Correct. Yeah. I mean, well, it's especially obvious after coming from horsepower and uniting speed. Those two. Wait, also hold up. The objective here is leading the race, so a stupid accident like that is a bad way to lead the race early. This is not a race with laps, it's a progress-based race, so you don't have that much time to lead the race. So an accident like that essentially will slow you down for absolutely no reason, and you can simply restart. I'm already on the third place. And now I'm leading. A little bit too much grass there. Kinda slow me down, but no problem. Okay, that corner after such a long section is a little bit evil. That this always happens on this straight every single time, because it's not a coincidence. This is like the fourth or fifth time this happens. It's always on that straight that I lose control. That straight is probably the most straight, what's the word that I'm looking for? Well, it's a shitty straight. I prefer using that word. Was gonna say that it's a stray that betrays you. I don't know if the word is traitors or whatever. Sorry, I'm an ESL. Those words are hard for me. Alright, whatever. Add the maximum amount of bots and make them crash into walls. It can probably look funny. Okay, so this one is top speed. But is this progress base again? Or what? No, it's lap base, so... Okay, the most likely scenario... Well, it's a problem though, since there's only 2 laps. Because you normally would think, okay, you can get the time, the speed objective on the second lap, but you're gonna get it here. Yeah, no problem. Oops. Yeah, well, that's the consequence of getting... Oh, someone... someone got... T-bone. Mercilessly. Oh. Too bad for them. That's an example. Yeah, sometimes there's too many too close. That's what happens. The AI is not smart enough to avoid situations like that at all times, so that ends up happening, of course. Okay. I really like how the landscape looks on that bridge. I probably said it already 100 times, so I really like the way it looks. I'm getting into too many accidents to reach that guy. I also gotta say that the brakes on this thing are quite shit, because at the distance that I started braking there, with faster cars, I can take the corner usually with no issues, but the brakes on this thing are not doing much. But whatever, I got the lead. It's only a matter of finishing the lap. I wonder if they will put another endurance, another pseudo endurance event at the end. Also, that's extremely fucked up that that section comes right after the tunnel. Extremely messed up even. Wouldn't be more messed up if it tried. I do hope that in one of these they start putting super cars, because I'm a little bit tired of going slow right now. I know that this is for AMG cars, but yeah. I want at least a plot twist that there's gonna be like a hyper AMG. There's probably not gonna be that, but you know. Well, we have this one. This one is with supercars, okay. That one counts. So, hold up, what car is this? I mean, I'm assuming I have it, right? I will probably want to use this one since it actually uses the default stripes. This, I don't remember having used this car before, but then again, since I automatically rechecked AMG cars, maybe I did have it. Well, I did have it most likely since you get all the cars when you have, you know, the DLCs. So the problem here is that you want 2 clean sectors, and we are talking about a progress-based race, which means that getting clean sectors essentially means doing more than half of the race without accidents. That's very messed up, because that probably already counted as an accident. And that definitely counted as one. The issue is that this guy is not gonna leave me alone. Ooh, well, and especially... Okay, that's the problem, because I got a hit right after the sector ended. Oh yeah, and you already have it there, see? It got red because it saw that, yeah, you can no longer get it. So essentially these progress tracks always have 3 sectors in total. But man, that's very messed up that the combined objective there is first place and 2 clean sectors. Like, it would probably make sense to combine it with, I don't know, get, like, lead the race. Well, no, it wouldn't really make sense for that one either. It will make sense for the one that asks for total time. Like, get 2 minutes and 4 seconds, but also make sure that you are clean while you do it. But getting it with the first place, I think that it's some next level bullshit. At least it's a short track, it's only 2 minutes, but I don't think that's gonna make it any less hard. I guess what you want to do is to refrain on... Well, that's the problem, dude. Like, he simply gets in the way. And he's supposed to be a very close speed to you. Okay. It might be too early to say, but this might also be a very hard event. So then, this AMG tour apparently is gonna hog all the annoying events, huh? That's how it's gonna be. I mean, the real issue here is the introduction of double objectives. That has probably been the most evil thing you could think of doing. Okay. Pretty hard to keep control after that champ, but it's fine. It worked there, and I'm in the lead. The problem is that even being in the lead, like, this guy can very easily bump into you from behind. Yeah, and he's getting close. So the idea here is that if you want to get 2 clean sectors, you need to do all the remaining track without crashing. I mean, I had to let him pass, so otherwise the odds of getting hit would have been too big. But it's as I say, the fact that you're supposed to get the 2 clean sectors and win at the same time is extremely fucked up. That already didn't count for clean. Well, I could still finish the race simply to at least not worry about the lead the race thing and the time thing. Like, I should only worry about doing the clean sector shit. Well, and winning, I guess. But damn, what an annoying ass event. Like, there is absolutely no reason to do it like this. I mean, honestly, the whole clean sector shit in progress-based races is horrible already. Even if it was only one and even if it wasn't shared with winning. But on top of that, having two and also win at the same time is like, what are you doing? Talk about a difficulty spike. Yeah, and that's the worst part about it. Right on the end of the first sector, this piece of shit breaks on your face. So not only it makes it so you cannot get a clean first sector, but oftentimes you also cannot get a clean second sector because it's right in the transition between the first and the second sector. That's unbelievable. Like, you didn't need to give me more reasons to hate the Mercedes AMG, but this game was like, no, I want to give you more reasons to hate the AMG. And well, what will you know, they actually deliver. They actually deliver very well even. This asshole rearing me from behind. Oh, what a piece of shit. Promise that if you don't get the first sector, it's not gonna... Like, you can go for the second and third sector, but getting the first sector should be mandatory. That shouldn't count as a collision. This one might though. Oh, never mind. He goes full speed even here. Yeah, that corner right there is the worst piece of shit you can imagine. Because it doesn't matter if you are behind or ahead of him. In either case, there will be a collision. Like, either he will go too slow when you're behind, or he will go too fast when you're ahead. So a collision will always happen no matter what, and it's precisely on the sector transition. And you know what? Promise that that's not enough to keep him out. I wish it was, but you need a way better accident than that if you want to keep him out. So obviously with that you lose the first sector. But as long as I'm at a good distance with him, I don't really mind. That's the question. Am I at a good distance with him? Also, by the way, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a new track that gets introduced in this tour. I don't think I remember doing this track before, so it might be a new one. Is that here? You're intended to go full speed almost the whole way. But that in itself is a huge risk. See, for example, in that corner, the guy behind got closer to me precisely because I used the brakes. But I used the brakes because I don't know what to expect. No, damn it. Fuck, dude, that stupid ass bridge has a little bump that makes you lose control very easily. Well, that's also another reason to get the first sector clean instead of waiting for the second and the third one. The second one is the easiest one to get clean, but the first one, if it wasn't for the fact that you have to overtake this asshole, it would also be easy. Well, I mean, that the sector transition is hard even if it wasn't for this guy. It will still be hard. Like, yeah, that corner is deadly. Okay, I got the sector clean. So the second sector is mostly going full speed. Like, it's usually not more than that. You can still lose control, and also there I needed to brake, but the thing is that this sector is not hard. It shouldn't be hard. Okay, I got it. That's it. Well, I need to win the race now, but that shouldn't be a problem. Because even if I lose control in the bridge, the worst thing that's gonna happen is him crashing into me. Like, he shouldn't be able to just keep going without problem. Like, he's gonna run into me. And that's so fucked up because if you're going fast, it's almost impossible to avoid losing control on that bridge. Like, you will need to actually reduce the speed if you want that to be possible. I got it. Tim, this event, it was an interesting event. Like, don't get me wrong. I think it was an interesting idea, but I think it was extremely assholish to have that 2 clean sector tied with the fact that you needed to get first place. That's especially evil. Well, might as well use... I don't think I ever used this color before, though. Might as well use it. But yeah, only a couple events remaining. We have this one, another individual one, and then the final championship, and then that's it. Unfortunately, it really seems like the final championship is not gonna be anything out of the ordinary. Like, as you would expect, you're gonna use the Mercedes AMG cars, but that's exactly what I didn't wanna do. It seems like it will happen. No. Okay. Wow. Okay, this one wants you to have very good drifts. Well, I almost got it, but you gotta do better than that. You definitely gotta do better than that. 'Cause that ain't gonna be enough. Okay. Could have done a better drift, but didn't have the angle. That's still not enough. By very little. But yeah, need to do even better than that. But come on, bring it on. You can do it. Team, it invalidated the score for going off track. I gotta say that here, on this particular event, they are tour, I mean, they are definitely increasing the difficulty, which makes me think that the final 2 DLCs are probably gonna be pretty hard, but it's not like I can play them anyways. Doesn't seem to matter. I can't believe that worked. Like, the car rode like the right side of the sidewalk, and somehow didn't crash against the wall. That was a miracle. The fact that that worked. Right, one man, one engine. Another one with 2 clean sectors, dude. And it's a, well, okay, but this is a time trial. It's a time trial. Most time trials you do the whole thing clean, so okay, that's not that big of a deal, I guess. But isn't this the same? Is it the same track as the one with the duel? I mean, it looks similar. Might be. I don't think this should be an issue in itself. Problem is that it's also raining. Oh, and this thing is... Okay, no, this is an issue. It is an issue because this car really sucks in rain. Like... Okay. This might be a problem. Yes, this car in rain is not very good at all. I mean, I know that, as I said, in time trials usually you have a clean sectors anyways, but well, like as you can see there, that one was a clean sector, but there's also a lot of times in time trials, especially when they are very slow corners, that I either go especially off track or I like crash against a wall. And especially here that it's raining, that could happen way more easily. That being said, so far so good, so we can leave the crying for later. I think the biggest issue, rather than the clean sector, is being able to beat this guy. Oh, that one I could essentially... Well, not really full speed unless you wanted to crash the wall. Okay, I got the clean sector, so now I can more or less focus on going faster without worrying about off-track or collisions. Yeah, the problem is that didn't really make me go faster. If anything, it was the opposite. That one certainly was the opposite. Yeah, that will be annoying. And of course I got the corner penalty. Fuck. I can't believe that the end is gonna be... Like, the end of this shit is gonna be so much of a torture. It will. Was expecting that it will be a clean ride like any of the other tours, but no, this will be an absolute pain in the ass. Well, okay, it's fine, game. If you wanted me to hate Mercedes AMG, you didn't need to do this tour. I already hated these cars before, so you didn't need this tour to accomplish that, you know. Don't worry about it. A good effort, but yeah, I already hate the AMG line as it is, so none of that was necessary. And he goes full speed there. Yeah, you go full speed because you don't need to worry about clean sectors, you sack of shit. At least that's still faster than my previous record. We might be here for a while. I mean, on the bright side is Friday, so don't need to worry about ending the stream early or anything like that, but I really did not want to try hard with the fucking AM shield. I really didn't. But it seems that we need to. I'm surprised because I don't really remember doing this tour. I know that I did this tour back then, just I don't remember doing it. And the only reason why I know that I did it is because in my normal account I have like all the 1080 stars, so obviously I had to hit this one. But yeah, I really don't remember these events, and I feel that with how hard they are, I will remember them, but I don't. I really don't. Then that was 2 minutes faster. That's a good signal, but still gotta fight a little bit more than just that. And it's messed up because here, sometimes that yellow flag is a very slow corner, but a lot of the other yellow flags are corners that are very fast instead. So you don't really know what to think of when you see a yellow flag. So what we learn as a lesson is that the final sector, even if you do the second one clean and you already have both clean sectors, it's still something that you should be careful because going off track makes you... I didn't even mean to do off track there, it just happened. That's a hard corner. Fuck you with the corner penalty. Okay. Guess I didn't get a penalty there, and I did get it last time. That should be enough. That actually should be enough. Okay. Could have been worse, but then it's pretty clear that the difficulty raised on this last tour. I guess they really wanted to go out with a bang, right? We're not gonna go bankrupt without making someone salty. And now the only thing that remains is the championship, and apparently it's gonna be with that same car. So essentially the highlight of this tour is this car. Now this is the car that supposedly got introduced here. That, yeah. Well, at least there is no double objective in any of this. And all of the objectives are very reasonable. One man, one challenge. Well, I do wonder what's the difficulty of the following two tours that I'm not gonna play. Because if they follow the difficulty of this one, they could easily be some very big salt fests, without a doubt. But I cannot know, and I will never know, I guess. It is absolutely impossible to know now. Because yeah, if they kept going with the double objective shit, that essentially means that the potential difficulty could have been on the roof. Especially with combinations as evil as the ones here. Though I think rather than the double objective, the most evil thing that this thing introduces is the clean sector objective. That one I think is by far the most evil thing about this tour. So yeah, that is the way it is. Nice lightning. As I say, considering that none of the objectives here are racing, I think that winning this championship is not gonna be a problem. Like, the hardest challenges were essentially already done. Everything else is gonna be a breeze. It is a shame though that they didn't introduce any hypercar that is an AMG. Because, I mean, I don't like the AMG cars regardless, but it would have been nice to see a hypercar. But then again, I guess there's not much that you can do with this shit, you know? There is not an ultra AMG. You just have what you have. Yeah. Stay in top 5. I mean, oh, okay. I didn't see the third race, actually. Achieve a clean lap time of a certain time. Yeah. That one is an issue. That one is actually an issue. That's so messed up. Like, that's essentially a double objective, just not presented as a double objective. But yeah, getting a clean lap with a specific time is very messed up. It's fine though. I mean, it says lap time, and well, the fact that it says lap time is irrelevant, because sometimes it says lap time in a progress-based track, but the matter of the fact is that here it says 1 minute something, so that has to be an actual lap, which means that you have multiple attempts. Essentially can overtake everyone and then worry about the rest. You also know exactly what track it is or how many laps you have, because the previous race was only 1 lap. Sorry, no, not 1 lap, 2 laps. So that was very short. So if the next one is also 2 laps, might be a problem. Also, pretty crazy to see that this race is with sunny weather the whole time. It's been so long since we had a race with fully clear weather that I don't even remember when was the last time. That's the second race, 3. And now the third one. The third one with that clean lap. We will see. Maybe it's not that bad. Clean lap of 1 minute 22 seconds. What track is this? It's one of the India tracks, right? Okay, you have 4 laps at least. So on the right side you have 4 full attempts to do it. Well, kinda like 3, because on this one you will try to overtake and there's no way you're gonna get a clean lap. But assuming that you get the lead by the second lap, you can start trying there, so you do have quite a lot of attempts to do it. Nice hit, bro. I'm not gonna let you have the lead. I have a clean lap to get and you will get in the way. Ah, fuck. Okay, maybe I will let you have the lead after all. I think it... Stupid ass road. Promise that will be a huge waste of time. So here, as long as I don't meet these guys... Oh, but it's gonna start raining. Well, that's also a problem, because it will mean that it's gonna be easier to get a collision in the corners. But you guys are... Man, that's a collision. Fuck you. See, that's the reason why you have to be on the lead to get a clean lap. It's because these assholes just cannot drive properly. Like, they will make you get a collision with them. I really want to take this guy out right now. I really want to take you out. You're tempting me so much. I don't think I even need to take you out. It seems like you're taking yourself out for me. Very nice of you. Amazing service, I gotta say. I like it when I don't have to do things and they are done for me. Alright. So we gotta focus, because even if we have 2 more attempts, I think instead of saying it like that, we should say we only have 2 more attempts. So don't get cocky now because you have the lead. Go get that clean lap, then we will see. Yeah, the issue is also the fact that this car really, as I said before, really struggles in rain. So there are some of these corners that you need to be extra careful on, both the corner exit and the corner entrance. Well, on the corner in general, really. And since this track has so many slow corners, it's never gonna be easy to properly do that. That should be enough, right? Yeah, it will. Nice. Oh, actually, barely was enough. You know that I thought the time lap objective was 125. So I was like, yeah, we're gonna get it for free, but no, it was 122. I got confused because of the 5 in the 500 milliseconds. Yeah, we are fine. We are absolutely fine. The only thing we need to do is finish the race, and essentially we finish the game. Still think that closing out with AMG it's a little bit shitty, but I mean, it was the last DLC available for anyone that just had the season pass and nothing else, so we had to close it out like this. It was the only fitting way. Ideally, you will finish with the tour called Finish Line. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the reason why it's called Finish Line in the first place. But we don't have that opportunity. I mean, even if I wasn't stingy with money, I cannot purchase them, so... Not available anymore. Yeah, that'll work out. So hey, we got it. Oh, and this one also has only bronze Oh, and you unlock this shit. I thought you would unlock it simply for having the tour, but you unlock it only for, I guess, beating the tour. Alright, yeah, for additional tours, yeah, basically eat a dick because you cannot purchase any DLC, so yeah. Well, that's it. Unfortunately, as I say before, no limits and finish line. I don't have them as they are not part of the season pass, so we are not gonna be able to see that. But since the game doesn't care about showing it, I guess I'm gonna show the credits, you know? Or you have separate credits depending on if it's bikes or not. That's pretty funny. But yeah, see all these people? All these people lost their shop because of this game. Can you believe that? Oh, they also have comments, each one of them. Well, I'm not gonna read that, but if you want to read it, it's right there. So yeah, quite a shame. But yeah, these are all the people that, well, I guess some of this probably quit the company before it went bankrupt. But yeah, essentially you have a lot of people that probably were there while the bankrupt happened, so that's a shame. But hey, it's a pretty cool game, you know. I personally like it a lot. I would like it more if obviously the online functions still work. But yeah, at least it's nice that the game is playable offline, so that even if they, you know, completely, you know, remove the game from the store, anyone that owns it can still play it, right? Now, the problem here is, you know that there are some credits that are very long. I hope this isn't one of them. Because you know that there are a lot of credits that fill the screen with names. And even then the credits take like half an hour to go. So I hope this is not one of them. But it could be one of them. Just that considering that every single, like, well, not every single one of them, but almost all of them have a specific description below their name. So I gotta assume that this is not gonna be that many people, though that's crazy, because assuming, oh, someone there died apparently. Oh, well, rip. That Ahmad Shahzad, apparently he left us too early. Well, yeah, rip. But I was about to say, for a game that it was marketed as the Forza killer and like the next big, you know, PlayStation hit, I don't know if it's gonna have that many people that work on it compared to other games that have like 300 people or something. Well, not like I've been counting, honestly. Maybe they are 300, I don't know. But yeah, the thing is that these are the same people that made the MotorStorm games, and those games are very good. But unfortunately, if you wanna play those games just like this one, you're kinda out of luck, because the MotorStorm games are for PlayStation 3. So unless you own the game physically, you're not gonna be able to play it because you cannot purchase games on the PlayStation Store for PlayStation 3, because they completely remove PlayStation Network support, I think. So essentially all the games by these guys are like, you know, things that you have to go out of your way to be able to play them. The MotorStorm games, you have to essentially emulate them, unless you have them in physical format. This game, you need to have a PS4 that has it. Well, I don't know if they released this game physically. If they did, I guess that maybe. But otherwise, you will need to have a PS4 account that owns this game, because you cannot buy it again, and none of the DLCs either. So yeah, like they turn themselves into legends unwillingly, you know? Like they made themselves super exclusive completely unwillingly. That's a shame. But yeah, it is what it is. Hey, I'm surprised they have something to say for each one of the people that work. Well, I guess also keep in mind that that might be precisely the reason why they... I mean, I don't know, I will have to investigate, but that probably was the reason why they went bankrupt, because they did things very well, right? If you want to stay ahead as a big company, I guess that you have to be an asshole. But it seems that everyone here was very close together. I guess if you are not an asshole in this industry, you lose. I mean, that's how you see with all the big companies, right? Like, you have Blizzard, well, Activision, which is the same shit, Riot Games, all big companies that are very successful, and there are multiple stories of them being pieces of shit with the employees. So yeah, I guess you have to be an asshole here. Also, why did it say spoiler credits? What are you spoiling here? Not like you even mentioned the cars. Maybe it's an inner joke, an inside joke, right? Desktop support? What do you mean desktop? Not like this game is... Well, I guess it means a literal desktop, I don't know. Not like this game released on PC. Well, in fact, if it released on PC, it would have been way better preserved than if it was stuck on PlayStation. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that precisely the whole MotorStorm and also this game are supposed to be very close to Sony PlayStation, so it's not like they could simply, you know, release it in other platforms. And it most likely is because of PlayStation founding, well, or Sony's founding, that they were even able to make all these games, you know. Hey, I don't know, like, see, the thing about... The only way of knowing the story of companies like this is precisely to ask the developers directly. Like, you could make your own stories in your head, your own fan fiction, but at the end of the day, they are the ones that know what happened. You know? Well, it's not like I really bother Googling it. I could Google it and see, you know, what happened with Evolution Studios. And maybe, hey, there is an article that actually tells you if it was simply bankruptcy because they didn't meet sale expectations, or I don't know, that someone infiltrated the company and made them lose money. I don't know, anything could have happened. Though I think that the explanation of this game not meeting sale expectations is probably the most plausible one. This was supposed to be one of the big exclusives for PlayStation 4, and it ended up being a game that barely anyone remembers, you know. I mean, I remember it because I played it when it released, and I like arcade racing games, but most people don't give a shit about arcade racing games. And the ones that do, even if they wanted to, right now, this game is destined to be forgotten. Well, but that's something that happens now. Back when it was still purchasable, there were also a lot of alternatives. Like you had the Forza games that were in good shape, but even inside PlayStation, well, I don't remember what year Gran Turismo Sport released, but I mean, you also had the Need for Speed games. Like, you had a lot of competition in a genre that is already quite niche. Because arcade racing games are niche. Like, they are niche now, but they were also niche in 2014. Definitely not niche in like the 90s, sure, but 2014 is not the 90s, you know? So yeah. It's one of those things that I guess it was a game that was destined to not meet expectations. It's like the whole recipe was there to not meet them. I wonder what would have happened though if the base game released with all the content that the season pass had. Because by the time... funny. The credits are so long that the controller should turn off by itself. Yeah, it's to be expected. It's as I say, some of these credits can be extremely long, but I just wanna let them roll. I always like doing that. Well, and especially for a company that is completely defunct now, I feel like credits like this are even more hard-hitting because you know for a fact that none of these people are working on this company anymore because there is no company. They might still be in the video game industry, but certainly not in the, you know, in this company, as I say. But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those situations where it is what it is. Also, what's Worldwide Studios? Because you already showed that name before, but what do they do? Well, considering the amount of... how is it called? The amount of license that you need, I would assume that maybe they provide that. I don't know. Maybe they provide translations and localization and stuff like that. Maybe even marketing, I don't know. But here you see that you have quality assurance and test. So yeah, I guess you do that too. Lead network test engineer. You know, as I said before, this game had a terrible launch when it came to the online experience of the game. Like, at the beginning, the servers work like absolute shit. Oh, you can actually make this go faster. Or slower. Damn, I didn't know that. Like, you can make it go backwards if you want. And it's probably not something that unique, but I think that's the first time that I see credits that behave like that. You can make them go faster. I mean, considering the credit density, I will say that they are going quite slow. So yeah, I guess speeding them up wouldn't hurt anyone. Not to mention that these people probably had very little to do with the development of the game anyways. They are credited because they legally have to be credited, but pretty sure that they didn't really have much to do with the development in itself. Yeah, might as well show them since I already been here for a while. Will be weird to choose exit. Okay, you can actually make it go pretty fast if you hold the down button. Oh, you can barely read that. So if you really wanted to read this, considering that this is a video, you can simply pause it, you know? That's the good thing about it. The problem is that something that I still haven't seen in these credits is them crediting... okay. Yeah, a lot of people. The original soundtrack, but yeah, but more importantly, the car companies. I still haven't seen that. Yeah, okay, there you are, manufacturers. It was out to say. They eventually had to show up. But yeah, usually they always leave these ones for last in racing games. Since technically they have nothing to do with the development. They are just licensed, right? Yeah, as you can see, these are all licensed stuff, not anything related to the developers by themselves, but rather the legal stuff. They use live PNG. That's pretty funny. The amount of stuff that you can actually see by looking at the credits, a lot of times is interesting. Wait, it's also, they use Lua? Not to make the whole game, I'm assuming. Probably to make the menus or something. Well, JSON, of course. I guess doing a whole game in Lua doesn't work unless you're doing something like a shoot 'em up. But also they credit Facebook for some reason. Okay, the credits are done now, right? So I'm assuming that, yeah, they should loop back to the beginning. Alright. Well, I didn't really need to show the credits as I say, but might as well. With that, I'm done with the game. So I had fun. I like it, as I expected I would. But yeah, I hope you also had fun. So that's gonna be it for me for today. So thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next stream with another game, of course. So have a good one and take care.